Hi, this is State Representative Brad Stevens. I wanted to take a few minutes to just catch you up on what's been happening here, actually, since the first of the year. Unfortunately, I had some urgent surgery in late January that sidelined me for a month or so. So I was unable to attend session, but followed it vehemently and made sure that I was on top of what was really happening, which was not much at that point. Then we were followed by the coronavirus and the pandemic that was associated with that. And finally, we were able to get back down and get some business done at the end of May, where the day before, I missed the first day of session with the passing of my mother. So I was not there for the vote on removing the one of my colleagues for not wearing a mask, but that was just a one-day little blip. So I think that when we got down to work, obviously some things happened down there that were good and some that were not so good in my eyes. There were about 24 bills, I think it was, that were passed and sent to the governor for signage. Obviously, the budget and the implementation bill, I voted no against both because a third initiative was a $5 billion borrowing plan to keep the budget, or at least to attempt to keep the budget somewhat relatively flat. And again, we weren't in favor of that. America was basically counting pennies and making sure that they had the revenue to back up their expenses, and I feel that we could have done a little bit more along the lines of the budget to curtail some expenses and maybe cut the budget a little bit more. So that was the budget in a nutshell. One of the positive things that happened was finally Chicago to get a casino. The legislation was passed to enable a Chicago casino, and I think that was great when it happened last year. But unfortunately, they found that the taxing mechanism was a bit too steep, and they had to come back and do a little bit of a rewrite on the taxing for that. Not only was it important for Chicago to finally land a casino, there were two other elements that were extremely important to the legislature and to many of the folks that live within the district. One was the funding of the Capitol bill. The revenues that were derived from this taxing mechanism, a lot of it is to go to fund the vertical Capitol bill. So those are pet projects within all of our districts that I think were important for everybody within the legislature. The other is the funding of the Chicago police and fire pensions. As a big supporter and a true supporter of police and firemen around the country, this mechanism, the taxing mechanism, included funding to be able to fund the Chicago police and fire pensions. Important issue throughout our district. Few other things that happened, really not of any real monumental task. We passed a one-year initiative on cocktails to go. So if you want to order dinner out from your favorite eatery, you can do so, and you could order a couple of rum and cokes or whatever your cocktail of choice is. It has to be sealed. It has to be placed in the trunk of a car, and they're going to do a one-year pilot program to see how that pans out and how that works, and hopefully we can all take advantage of that, and it can help some of the struggling restaurants within the district generate some more revenue because of the higher profit margin that is involved with a drink versus a full meal. We also put a little pressure on the governor and the staff at IDES to fix the issues that were plaguing the system. We spent $22 million on hiring an outside consultant to fix the system, and unfortunately it seems like we've wasted that $22 million where those dollars could have been better spent in the folks in need's pocket, as opposed to paying somebody to come in and fix a system that they didn't have much success on fixing. Also, the governor, with his executive order on unemployment insurance, we corrected that, we fixed that, and made it where it was much more of a palatable plan, and where it doesn't affect business and those that were in need of those services. So that was also taken care of within the session. So hopefully this was a informative little update. Anytime that you need anything from our office, please feel free to call 773-444-0611. And of course, you can always reach out at Rep Stevens, that's REPSTEPHENS.com, and we will respond as quickly as humanly possible. So again, everybody stay healthy, stay well, and take care.